the BBC Home Service. Here is the news, read by Frederick Drive.
The BBC began the war with virtually no idea of what its role could, would, or should be. Some insiders thought it might be closed down for the duration, others that the government would take it over. In fact, the politicians and the broadcasters alighted on a very British solution. The BBC would remain independent, but would have to live by a set of imprecise rules of engagement. It was a recipe for confusion and conflict. On one thing only was everyone agreed: the famed motto of the BBC, "Nation shall speak peace unto nation," was emphatically unsuited for the challenges that lay ahead.
The BBC had listeners, 9 million license holders at the latest count. But the broadcaster had precious little idea about what they wanted, needed, or would be allowed to hear. Its founding father, John Reith, had defined its mission as to inform, educate, and entertain. But that was in peace. This was war.
This is the national programme from London. Please stand by for a very important announcement.
On the morning of September the 3rd, 1939, the BBC was due to broadcast the first of 6 programmes on the subject of death. That was hastily substituted by an item on how to make the best of a meal consisting entirely of tinned food. Aside from that, there were gramophone records and, every 15 minutes, an announcement that at 11:15 a.m, the Prime Minister, Mr. Neville Chamberlain, would broadcast to the nation.
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
It was, of course, an awesome moment for the nation. But it was also a remarkable day for the BBC. For the first time, a British Prime Minister had been able to use radio in number